Good evening, folks, and welcome to Marked in Time. I'm your host, Mark Franken, and this is another episode of Treasures Found in a Bag of Broken Watches. So I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks, and I do apologize. I appreciate your patience. Finding bags are getting few and far between. I think between myself and my buyer, we've pretty much cleared out all of Nova Scotia, so they're getting there. It's getting harder and harder to find them. But I did get a bag. This one, a bag came out of New Minas, up in the valley here in Nova Scotia. But I want to talk about the watch the treasure I found a couple of weeks ago out of the bag. Was our last episode. This here is a pulsar quartz. Turned out beautifully. I really cleaned it up. I like the way it turned out. Even the case back came out really nice and clean. Now I have this leather brown band I put on it. I'm not sure if I like it completely that way. On the thumbnail of the last video, I actually displayed it with a black leather band. This one here is a brown leather band. What I do have on order is a gold mesh band that the lug width here is 16 millimeter, and as you can see, this band here goes from 16 millimeters and tapers all the way down to about 8 millimeters, giving it a bit more of a feminine look to it. I want to wear it with like a dress shirt, so I was thinking of going, I think if it were to stay 16 millimeter all the way around on a metal band, I think it would look a little bit more masculine. I know the watch itself is definitely a little bit on the feminine side, but it's just at that point where it could be unisex, either male or female. I do believe if I put a 16 millimeter band on it all the way around, it will look a little bit more masculine and I will be able to wear it. If not, then I guess it's going to go on the market. But I have worn it with a couple of dress shirts. I do like the look of it. There's something about it I really like. I like the detail and the dial. It's hard to tell, but there's this beautiful pattern around the edge of the dial here, and I love the font of the numbers. I don't know, there's something about it I really like. I think it's a very classy looking watch, classical in design as well. I like the simplicity in the hands. So I don't know. I'm really hoping that the band that I ordered for it, the bracelet rather, is I'm really hoping that the 16 millimeter all the way across is going to make it a little bit more manly looking. I know with the brown leather, I don't know. It can go either way. So I have that on order. So that one's the fossil watch from, oh my gosh, it's got to be about a month ago. I just got a notification that the movement is on its way to finish that project off. A little bit frustrated for how long that one is taking, because I really want to wear that watch. I think that watch is gorgeous. But here we go. Last but not least, we are going to go and look at another bag. And like I said, this bag came out of New Minas. Again, $9.99 seems to be the going rate. It used to be $5, and then it kind of went up to $7.99. They are slowly getting more and more expensive, but still, I still think it's a pretty good bargain for $9.99. That's Canadian, by the way. To my American friends. So $9.99. I don't know what's going to be in here, so let's get the card out of the way and let's get to it. Here we go. There's one already that, wow, this thing just kind of fell right apart. These here, this watch here, these must have been popular at some point, because there's I've seen this through the bag. I mean, the bag's clear, so right away my eye caught this. I've sold at the flea market, I must have sold 4 or 5 of these watches. And what they do, if this battery still works, I kind of hope it does. Nope, this one doesn't work. Well, when you push this button in, well, obviously it wouldn't work. It's in a bag of broken watches, so if it worked, I'd be like, okay, well, this is weird. But when you push this button, there's, as you can tell, there's no complications on this watch at all. But when you push this button, the whole thing, it's clear, as you can tell, lights up. You can see how thick it is. There's a light array that kind of goes off on it, and these sell like crazy at the flea market. I sell them for about maybe $10. And people just love them. Kids just absolutely love these things. So I'm really hoping that this works It's not going to be the treasure, I don't think, or at least I really hope this isn't the treasure of this bag. But these sell pretty good. But these must have been popular at some point, because this has got to be about the 5th or 6th one, I think, that I've gotten out of a bag of broken watches. Anyways, I'm going to put that aside. Here we got a Revlon. I'm going to move the bag out of the way. One of my subscribers said that maybe the bag is causing the focus not to work. Well, maybe they're right. Look at that. Popped right into focus. So here we have a Revlon. I'm assuming that's from the cosmetic company Revlon. Revlon, 1997. It says right there on the thing, 1997. It's not stainless steel. You can see the pitting. There's pitting along there, so that's just obviously electroplated. I don't know about you guys, but I think this is ugly as sin. I mean, I've seen uglier, but this is really, for a company that does makeup and is into like fashion and stuff, this is terrible. Anyway, so that can go off to the side. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. That would be a Shoppers Drug Mart special, I would think. Joe Fresh. Actually, I wasn't that far off. It's not Shoppers. Joe Fresh. See where it says Joe Fresh there? That is, there's a grocery store here in Canada. What the heck is the name of it? I can't think of the name of it now. It's like Fresh Mart or something like that. And actually, I think it is Fresh Mart. And they sell a line of men's and women's apparel. And then jewelry and stuff like that, and it's Joe Fresh is their brand name. Although, okay, this is a terrible looking watch, but it does have a bit of a pearl dial on that. That kind of looks kind of cool. Not that I want to save anything of this, although the hand I would save, because that's an orange hand. That looks kind of neat. I like the orange hand, but that can go for parts. And then, oh my, you got to be kidding me. There's another one. So these ones obviously must have came out of the house. I want to grab the other one beside it. So like I said to you guys, I'm not kidding. These must have been popular at some point. Let's see if this one, I don't know if that would. No, it doesn't do it either. Well, I guess batteries are dead in both of them. Okay, well, there we go. I got 2 of these now. I can polish those up. Not polish them as in like polish the plastic, I guess. And then here we have a carriage. That's working. That's actually working. That's in pretty good shape. Carriage is a Timex brand, as you can tell, Timex. Bit scuffed up on the back here, but that is, I like that. Does that got the Indiglow? It does. Do you see that, folks? That lights up. The dial lights up. How does that end up in a bag of broken watches when it's running? I mean, maybe people think something's broken if it doesn't have a band on it, but come on, folks. Just get a couple of pins and put another band on it. Like, that's not too difficult. I like this. It's pretty dirty on the inside here. Ugh. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. Jeepers creepers. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. All the crystal's not bad. Just one or two very, very small scratches in the crystal, but that actually is a nice watch. I like that. Okay, well, I'm going to put that off to the side here. That is nice. Case back, look for parts. Oh, that's a band. That's all that is. Wow, that is the worst display for fake complication I have ever seen. There is literally nothing. Well, the band I could keep. I think that'd be probably the only thing I keep out of this is the band. I don't think the band is broken. Oh, that's parts. The hands are pretty cool too, but although, you know, okay, design fault here. Why are there white hands on a white dial? Like, wow, that makes no sense at all. No sense at all. Fake complications and white hands on a white dial. This design got approved in a boardroom somewhere, guys. This design got approved somewhere, but that is bad. That is bad. Rolex. Wow, that is unreal. I'm just going to put this out there right now, folks. This is not a Rolex at all, not even in the slightest. This is, it's got fake pushers. They're not even real pushers. These are molded right into the case. The pushers are molded into the, oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible. You know, this band, I wish I could somehow like show you how light this feels. This band here is, there's a process where they take plastic and they spray the plastic with oh jeepers, what is it, some kind of adhesion, and then they can electroplate the plastic. And this here, I'm telling you right now, folks, this is electroplated plastic. I'm trying to get the focus so you can see. Oh, it's focusing on that thing there. There is a line that goes right, now it's hard to tell, but you can see a very fine line, and that is where the plastic molds go. This here, these are fake complications. These aren't even real complications. And they had the name wrong. They called it a date just. It's not even a date just. This is by far, and I have seen a lot of counterfeit watches, but friends, this is by far the absolute worst piece of junk I have ever seen in my life. One of my first videos that I put out, I was talking about if these counterfeit watches, if they were to make it not counterfeit but make it a homage, the watch itself is actually not bad if they just did not use the Rolex name and had the gonads to use their own name. They would actually be creating some pretty good watches. Like some of them have Seiko movements and everything in them. But then you have an outfit like this that, like, I don't know who created this thing, but this is terrible. Let's see what the back, let's see what's inside this. Oh, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. This is a, oh, there's a ring. This is an interesting movement. I wonder, I've never seen anything like that before. That is a crazy, an M2 188. The gears in this are just plastic. Like, it's plastic gears. Like, what the hell? But these, like I said, these indices are, they're fake. Yeah, I can see right, you can see right in there that there's no gears holding these hands on. Like, that's all. That is terrible. That's going in the trash. Even the case, this is just, this case is just plastic, electroplated plastic. Oh, the crystal I could probably keep. Nope, not even the crystal can be kept. Okay, put that over there. That is terrible. What else? Okay, what do we have here? Oh, this is another watch with fake. Well, this watch is done. Well, it's got a Japanese movement in it. That's a Japanese movement in there. Sunbeam battery. Ah, the battery's leaking. You can tell right here, you see the there's this blue goop in here, and that's the battery's leaking. But you know what though, the contacts look pretty good. Like this contact here looks good, and the contact inside there looks pretty good. So this movement might be salvageable. The case has been opened up for a long time though, because you can actually see, like, it's pretty dirty. Like you can tell just by you can just see the dirt come right off that. But that's a pretty good movement. These complications are they're fake complications. Although these ones, oddly enough, these actually have real pushers. Unlike the Rolex, these pushers actually work. But anyways, the band I'll keep though. The band's in pretty good shape. That's not too bad. And that's a real leather band. Then we have, okay, so this says Seiko. I can tell you without even opening this watch up, this is a counterfeit. Oddly enough, it works as well. For a bag of broken watches, I'm lucking out when it comes to things working. But I can tell by the construction of this, like the build, this is not a Seiko. They even went ahead and put Seiko on the back. That's not a Seiko. Well, I'd be really surprised if it was. I'm going to open this up just out of curiosity. But I don't think that's a Seiko. It doesn't feel like it to me. Seiko's quality, you can feel a quality. As soon as you hold a Seiko, you can feel the quality of it, and I don't think this is Seiko. Nope, it's not. That's not. That's oh, sorry, I'm not even showing the video. I'm getting more intrigued by myself. That movement there is a cheap. It may be a Japanese. I don't even think that's a Japanese movement. I think it's a Chinese movement. Yeah, that's a Chinese movement. And that's electroplated. Seiko uses stainless steel. Like they don't electroplate a lot of the stuff. Maybe in like earlier days, but you know, this is not a real Seiko. That's I mean, even though the case back, they really went ahead and tried to make the case back look like a Seiko. Stainless steel back, Japan, made in Japan. Made in Japan. On the inside it says made in China. Okay. I don't know what I'd salvage off of this. Is I'd keep the dial. Not the dial. I'm sorry. The crown. The crown is actually quite nice with the little blue clear piece on that. It kind of looks kind of cool. But that's not a Seiko. That's all electroplated. But anyways, I can go to the parts. I can go for parts. Put that over to my parts. And here we have another one. It's a big bag of watches, actually. That's a Timex. And I do believe, something's getting in the way of my focusing again. I do believe that is a Timex. Yeah, it even has a date complication. That is Timex. What always kills me is, you know, they make these really nice leather bands, and then they put this cheap backing on it, and that's really upsetting, because this is pretty worn right here. That's pretty worn, but I like these old kind of beaten up bands that have a little bit of life, but when they crack on the inside, I just toss them usually, unfortunately. What? That's an Indiglo too. I don't think the battery would work on that. I'll keep that for parts. And then Splendid. Let's get this stuff out of the way. I think that viewer of mine was right. I think it's the other stuff on the counter here that throws the focus out. That's really hard to focus on though. That's like a very shiny back dial and then a case. That's a cheap fashion watch. It says genuine leather band. Actually, this is, believe it or not, when I was just talking about the other band on the Timex, this is a genuine leather band, but you see the way this has a leather backing as well. This actually looks pretty good. Although I tell you, I got tons of these black leather bands. Anyway, let's put that up for parts. That's just a band. Here we go. We have here mains. This is just a fashion watch. Not too much going on here. That band's wrecked. I can go in the bin. Here we have a Caprice. Just like the other watches I was talking about, the ones that I would sell at the flea market, these must have been at some point extremely popular. I have got to be about, no exaggeration, I probably have about 12 or 13 of these watches in various forms like this. Same size, same case, same Caprice label on it. Everything's identical. Some of them come with a black dial with no indices or anything else, just the hands, black on black. And then some have this dial here, and I've seen one, I believe, with a gray dial. But these must have been very popular at one point because, man, they're everywhere. Same, yeah, there we go, the pack is not even on. Same Japanese movement, very popular movement. These are really good Japanese movements. I'm always happy to see one of these. There's projects, like a lot of the projects I do where people come in and their watch has died, and the movement is basically either a leaking battery or moisture have gotten in. I have lots of these movements, and I always feel comfortable putting one of these movements in a watch because I can then warranty the watch. I warranty the battery for about 6 months, but I'll warranty the movement for a good 2 years, and I know for they're just going to work. Unless, like I said, unless moisture gets in or the battery explodes, these watches, these movements last forever. They're very good movements, and these Caprices always have them. Moving along here, so we got this for sale, those things. Yeah, if you see my other videos, I get these all the time. What else do we have here? This is just, wow, that's pretty horrendous. That's pretty horrendous. I wonder what it says on the back here. Celebrity International Japanese movement. So it probably has the same movement as that other one that I was just showing you, the Caprice. Broken part. Wow, that's crazy. Huh, working. Wow, working but ugly. I'm going to keep the hands off this, and I will keep the band, even though the band is fake leather made in China, but I will keep the band in the hands. Everything else is going to go. I like unique bands like that. I like unique hands like this. It can really, on this watch, I guess it's designed for this watch, but sometimes hands like this can just make a project pop when you have it done right. This one, not so much. But again, like I was talking about, that movement still has a good movement in it, so I'm going to get a lot of this. I can save the crystal, the hands, the movement, and the band. So basically the case is the only thing that's going to go, and the case and the dial I'm going to trash, but the rest of it I'm going to save. But you see, even something like crappy like this, I can get a lot of parts off, and it's all worth the while for it, right? I like this. A lot of this part of this watch is going to be used for custom pieces. That's a case back. There's another Suisse. I think we've seen this before, guys, the same style. This thing I've seen before. Actually, this was I threw the other part of this arm away, but that can go. That usually has a Japanese movement in it as well. Not much I can do with the crystal. I don't really get much out of that. That's actually a really nice band. If I'm not mistaken, that band is brand new. That's a brand new band right there. That's brand new. That's a brand new band. That is so awesome. I like that. That's a good find just in itself. Not much going on here. That's a fashion watch, but it's boring as all. Be darn. TCK, I've heard of that company before. Yeah, wow. The band I could salvage off of this as well. Well, a bit of a crack there and that cheap backing, but save the band off of that one. Getting down to the bottom here, guys. Wow, that's something. That's a wind-up. That's a vintage, and it works. Holy Moses. Anti-magnetic. This is a vintage watch, obviously. Not because it's a wind-up, it's a vintage watch because I could tell it's the anti-magnetic in the way the type font, but the way they advertise that it's anti-magnetic. That is in really good shape. It's got the date complication in it. That is in really good shape. I like that. That is a definite keeper. Wow. That's a bit of a pocket watch. Oh my God, that's fake, guys. That's not a real movement. That's just paste, or what the hell's going on? Oh my God. Look at that. So they make it look like it's a mechanical movement, but there's the actual movement there. It's a battery movement, and then they put this glass like clear thing in there, like it's called skeletizing, where the dial's open so you can actually see the movement on the inside. That is terrible. Although, believe it or not, although it's a plated case, I could probably use the case for a real pocket watch. That is unbelievable. I'll show you that again. That's unbelievable. So there's the battery movement, cheap Chinese movement, and they put this fake mechanical thing on the up. That is terrible. That is terrible. Oh man, that's funny. So all the rest of the stuff here, we got one more here. There, that's having a hard time focusing on this little guy. Some of the stuff out of the way. Max time. Well, it's not even worth really looking at anyways. No point straining your eyes on that one. I think we've seen this one already. Or maybe not. Well, but nope, pretty close. But I think those are identical, just different colored bands. And I think... Nope. Here we got a cardinal. It's actually not too bad. It's just, you know what the problem is these don't sell. Epson movement. At least I believe that's an Epson movement. Pretty sure the case bag's in the back here somewhere in the bag, but bracelet works. I believe that would be stainless steel. That's a stainless steel band. Yeah, that's something that I can salvage probably. That's another one with those. I love to get it. That's got a pearl dial on it. I like those. This is copper, cheap movement. That's a Chinese movement right there. You can tell. Oh man, it's too bad because they really put a nice job into the dial, but then everything else just falls apart. That one, and I think that's it. So the rest of this is, oh, nope, one more. And yeah, that's not worth talking about. There we go, Smurf. It's a Smurf watch. This is actually the same, look at this, guys. This is the same kind of movement that was in the fake Rolex. The same type of movement that was in the fake Rolex. It's the plastic with the plastic gears. So if it's in a fake Rolex, and it's also in a Smurf watch. So there you go. Anyways, that's the end of it. There's the rest of the bag. You just got a couple of bands here. That's actually a nice nice band as well. I don't mind that. I think I got more out of the bands than anything. So I'm saying that I think the watch I'm going to go with, the treasure found in this bag of watches, will be this one here, which is the Cardinal. And the other one here would be the wind-up watch. So there are the two treasures that are coming out of this bag of watches. I'm going to try to keep scouring the province for more and more bags of watches. I really hope I find more of them. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. I love reading the comments too, so if you please put a comment, that would be fantastic. And if you like it, like and subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice night.